a snowy road. Her Christmas tights had a spud-sized hole at the knee, and the hem on her sequined skirt was drooping. "You must be freezing." The old man's tone softened. "Here, have my cardie." Scarlett was going to refuse, but realised that her teeth were chattering. "It looks new. Don't you need it?" Already taking it off, he pulled a face. "No, can't stand the bloody thing. Unwanted present from my cousin. Does it every year. Same cardie, same colour, always the wrong size." He draped the cardigan, a sludge-coloured cable knit with leather buttons, around Scarlett's shoulders. The warmth was instant, and for a second she felt comforted. Then she realised that the tutors had stopped tooting, and she'd replaced Michael Bublé as the festive entertainment. A man about her own age approached, a wary expression on his face. He was very tall, very blonde, and wearing a green sparkly jumper and an elf hat with pointy ears. He reminded Scarlett of the big friendly giant. He was joined by a young woman wearing a Santa apron and an elderly lady in a glittery top and reindeer ears, holding a walking stick bedecked with tinsel. They were all smiling at Scarlett, with looks of pity on their faces. The older man tucked the cardie tight around Scarlett's shoulders and pulled back a chair from one of the tables that was laid for Christmas dinner. "Have a seat, love," he said. "I'm Troy, by the way." "Yes, and have some hot punch," the younger woman added. Scarlett noticed that her apron had Sam printed on it. "It's non-alcoholic," she told her gently. That was it. Sam must think she was pissed. "I have only a couple of glasses of fizz," Scarlett said, "and some eggnog, but it tasted like sick, so I chucked it in the commuters." Sam smiled indulgently. "Would you like us to find you some dry shoes?" she asked. The elf man produced a fleece and draped it over her knees as if she was in a nursing home. "Another unwanted present," he said, flashing her an apologetic smile. He held out his hand. "I'm Jude." Scarlett's lips were numb. She tried to lift her hand but couldn't. Jude subsided like a sunken cake. "Possibly bad timing. Maybe we can properly introduce ourselves when you've warmed up a bit." Scarlett nodded. Despite Troy's cardigan, she was still shivering and finding it hard to understand what people were saying to her. Her brain felt like the slush clinging to her slippers. She opened her mouth, but it wouldn't connect to her thoughts. "I'm Sam," the kind-eyed younger woman said, then pointed to her apron and rolled her eyes. "But you must have guessed that." She crouched down in front of Scarlett. "You're wet through. What's happened to you?" "I can't really say right now," Scarlett stuttered, at a loss how to explain the havoc that had been unleashed on her family that Christmas morning. "OK, maybe you'll feel better when you've had something to eat," Jude said gently. He pulled off his elf hat, as if out of respect, and revealed blonde hair tied in a ponytail. "Yes, why don't you stay for a hot meal, my love?" The elderly woman smiled at Scarlett. "I'm Evie. You don't have to tell us anything you don't want to, my dear, but it would help us if you could let us know who you are." "Who I am?" A series of images flashed into Scarlett's hazy brain. Her mum running into the scullery and refusing to come out. Her father standing outside the door, demanding to know what it all meant. Her brother, Marcus, shouting at Scarlett and her sister, Ellie, for ruining Christmas Day, and Ellie, normally so calm, screaming back that it wasn't their fault. The house ringing with accusations, shouts, tears, and denials. And Marcus's two boys in the middle of it all, pale-faced and terrified. Heidi, Scarlett's sister-in-law, had threatened to take them out of this toxic situation before screeching, "And I would do if I hadn't had so much eggnog." Scarlett had rounded on her, saying, "It's bloody horrible anyway." Then, to cap it all, the smoke alarm had gone off. "Jesus Christ, the oven's on fire," Marcus had bellowed. "Get the boys out." He opened the oven door and clouds of smoke had billowed out.